Hi everyone, it's HHC, Happy Homemaker Cindy here, and today, gosh, this is really hard for me to do, as I've always wanted to keep my site an upbeat, happy, friendly place, and I've never disclosed my real life story until recently. And I've had a lot of people say that I should go ahead and tell it, and I just feel in my heart that I should tell you guys why I have such passion to help other people with their financial needs, with as far as couponing and meal planning, and still trying to keep it healthy. And just, I've given my whole heart to you guys, and there's reasons why, but I've just never really told anybody about it. And I'm about to tell you guys now some of the things that have happened to me and why I'm so frugal and why I've done what I've done for me personally, as far as my own personal savings and grocery journey. I started becoming a couponer, or I like the word couponista better than couponer, and so we'll say couponista, because I think couponer is just so, I don't know. So I became a couponista probably about 5 to 6 years ago, when gas started going to $4 a gallon, and our own family was seeing the economy taking a toll on us, and we were bringing in less money. And of course, we built a house according to what we were making at the time. We had car payments according to what we were living. When things start to go bad, something's got to give, because your mortgage is set in stone, your car payment is set in stone. If you have any debt, those are set in stone, and the only thing that you can really cut is what you're spending at the grocery store. And when I started, my littlest was 2 years old, and I really wanted to be home with him. I've always, and this is so silly, I've always just wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and I guess that's why I have Happy Homemaker Cindy as my title and everything, because that was my passion, to do that. Well, like I said, so our family was seeing the, penny pension, and we had to do that, because I had to do something. And honestly, I never clipped a coupon. I never got the Sunday paper or anything when I started couponing. And but I went in it with this I can attitude, because I had to. I had no choice, or we were going to go and we were going to go into debt, and I didn't want to do that to our family. And I felt that it was my job to do the best I could with our savings. Well, honestly, I just took it and ran with it, and I really got good at it. And I was starting to share that with my friends and everything, and I couldn't believe that they weren't doing the same things. Oh, look, you could get free toothpaste, you could do, you could get free shampoo, and why isn't everybody doing this? And you just assume that you're the one that's not doing it and that everybody else is. But when I did find out my friends weren't doing it, they all thought I was crazy. And just so everybody knows, I'm no way a hoarder. I've only had 2 extra shelves in my entire couponista career so far, like 5 or 6 years. That's all I've ever needed. I've never filled my basement full of stuff, and because the sales keep coming over and over again, I just had to put that in there, by the way. I'm not a hoarder. But anyways, and then when my friends started seeing the effect of the economy and everything, and then they started asking me how to do it, and so I was teaching small groups out of my house how to, coupon and do the loss leaders as far as the meat and the, produce specials and things like that, which you guys know I always like to post those things first on my store matchups. But everything, so I started teaching them and how to do it. And then my mommy's groups that I was involved in, they asked me, and I started teaching them how to do it as well. And it just kind of spawned, and I had no idea why, everybody was asking me. But God always has a plan. You guys remember that. Because shortly after I started teaching, my marriage was falling apart. And my ex-husband moved out about 3 years ago, and he moved out. I had just started my blog 2 months before he had moved out, and I'm like, gosh, I really thought we would work our marriage out, to tell you the truth. The honest truth about it, I just thought, this is silly, we're just going through tough times, We were separated for 2 years, and then we got, our divorce was final last year. So I've been living in this house for 3 years on my own. And just so everyone knows, it took me 9 months before I even told my mother that my ex and I were separated. I never told my friends. I played it like everything's okay. You know, I'm Happy Homemaker Cindy, and everything's fine. You know, my life's perfect. You know, you put on, you know, blinders, you know, and you only allow the world to see what you want them to see, and things like that. Well, I mean, I was teaching while this was all going on, and like I said, 2 months before he decided, you know, that we wanted to separate, I had started the blog Happy Homemaker Cindy. I had no idea what I was doing, to tell you the honest truth. And Happy Homemaker Cindy just popped in my head because that's what I always wanted to be. I just wanted to be a housewife. And, you know, and my friends, you know, and all of a sudden I started putting all of my time and effort into Happy Homemaker Cindy, because when he moved out, I was in pain and I was disguising it. And so I thought, you know, I'll just, you know, do this, you know, and if I can help other people, because what it did for me, helping other people, was this gift that I have of learning. You know, I don't know how I came, you know, have this gift, but I guess I do. Everybody calls it a gift, of explaining it and things. It got me through my pain. And at first the blog was just for my friends and, you know, helping them with their grocery list. And they said, you know, can we tell so-and-so? And I'm like, sure, go ahead. Why not? It's an open blog. You know, it's just a hobby of mine. I was doing it. And then all of a sudden it just kept growing. And I can remember people saying, why are you doing this? Why are you spending so much time on a blog and stuff? You're making no money at it. And I kept saying, I don't know. I don't know why. There's something in me that's telling me. But they at the time didn't know that I was separated, and I didn't know I was doing it either. But like I said, God always has a plan. And so I just kept doing it. And honestly, guys, I didn't know anything about website building. I didn't know anything. I was barely getting emails, because I got emails because I was, you know, printing off coupons and stuff like that. I just wanted everybody to get the same deals that I was getting. And at the same time, it was helping me it gave me purpose. It gave me, you know, and I would get emails from people that I didn't know, that my friends were telling my blog about, hey, you're really helping me save money with my grocery bill. You know, I'm struggling financially, and, you know, and it makes you kind of feel like, you know what, someone's got it worse off than you know, and that's what I kept doing. I've put, and just so you guys know, I have put my heart and soul into Happy Homemaker, as far as to making it the place that I've always dreamt, that I had this envision in my head and drive to do, and I strive really hard to make it better and better. I'm no way the best blogger out there, but I'll tell you, you probably won't find one that has as much heart as I do. I teach a lot, because that's one of my true passions, is getting out there and teaching people how to read blogs and websites. Because if you don't know, it's I know when I was learning how to do it, it took me hours and months and months and months of hours a day of research, of just trying to know what the abbreviations meant. And so I have a real passion for getting out there and teaching workshops and lunch and learns for corporations and things like that. Well, anyways, to, you know, go on, I kept doing it. And honestly, I didn't really even, you know, make any money for a couple years. I mean, I'd been doing it for a while, and before I started, then people started teaching me, you know, I started learning, you know, that I could put advertisements on there and things like that to, you know, compensate me for my time, you know. And for me, if you do what you love, it's not like you never work a day. And now I am very lucky that I am working really hard to keep Happy Homemaker a full-time job for me. We'll see how that goes. You know, numbers are down a little bit right now if I have to do that. But I have such passion for it and things like that. So I never went to college. That was my dream, to be happy, you know, to be a housewife and a homemaker. And so I was scared, to tell you the truth, when my ex and I decided that our marriage was definitely over, and we went through the divorce process after 2 years of being separated. And I'm like, I'm scared to death. What am I going to do as far as, you know, being able to support myself and my kids and everything? And so, and like I said, I'm still working hard to make this dream of being the website and the teaching full-time career for me, and that I can help other people with that. Well, since the story and everything, I know when I first, and just so people that are struggling with, you know, maybe death, divorce, loss, when we first got separated, I wanted to hold on to my house. I felt like everything had been ripped away from me, the family. I'm from out of state. I'm not from here. My family's not here. And it was all his family that's here. I felt like everything that was being ripped apart from me. the one thing that I wanted to keep was this house that we built. And so we agreed that I would be able to keep it until my son was 4 years old, and until he had graduated from high school. And I had to coupon and meal plan more than ever in order to keep it, and things like that. So the money that I would have went into the grocery budget, went into the grocery budget, went to pay my mortgage. And it wasn't till last fall that I was finally ready to release the house and the burden, because I have 2.5 acres, a 3-car garage. But it was the one thing I wanted to hold on to it. I wanted to hold on to it for my kids' sake, and I finally decided that I was going to purge it and let it go. And I tell you what, guys, it's the hardest. Yesterday, when we did the closing on this house and the new homeowners, and they're really great people, and I bawled like a baby afterwards, because it's like, it's closing a chapter on your life, and you have to let that go. And everybody says, Cindy, you should be bitter. And I said, bitterness doesn't get you anywhere, so don't be, you have to just move on with your life and do the best you can, because sometimes life doesn't always go as you planned. I don't think anyone plans to get a divorce or the financial things or have financial problems, but sometimes it just happens that way. So I had been, struggling to keep this, and I've been a slave to a house payment, and I said, enough's enough. You've got to let it go for your sake. You can't keep up with mowing the grass. I have 2.5 acres. I'm mowing the grass. I'm a slave. I wasn't able to play with my kids because I'm trying to, run my business and mow the grass and upkeep a house on my own. And for those of you that ever met me personally, I'm weighing like 90 pounds. I'm 5 foot tall, so I'm this little thing, and all my neighbors laughing at me because I'm out there on this big tractor trying to mow this grass, and I'm like, it's not. And God is so good, because when I was finally ready to release it, put in the market, we sold it in like 6 weeks, and the new homeowners didn't need it till my kids were out of school, so it's been a real blessing for me. And I knew it was in God's timing to have all of this happen when it did and everything. And I recently, I'll close on my new, very tiny condo tomorrow, actually. And it's a 1-car garage, really downsizing till about 1/3. But you know what? I've really realized in the past year that I've been just, you don't need the stuff that we have. Do we really need it? Do we honestly need, all of this furniture? Do I need this space? And the answer is no. And I've had a real purging sense in my life lately, as far as, out with the old and with the new, and becoming a more minimalist, having a minimalistic, because you think we need all this stuff. And when it comes down to it, it's just stuff. And I really am very, grateful of all of the support that I have gotten from my followers on Facebook, my followers on my website, my family and friends, and everything. Because honestly, I don't know how I would have gotten through the last few years had it not been to give my heart to you guys and help you through your own struggles and things like that on the earth. So I'm gonna be writing a series about my life, and more of like a video, because for those of you that knows me on my website, I'm a terrible writer. Terrible! The grammar's terrible, but I'm very good at explaining it, so we'll probably see more videos. And the intent is not to make you guys sad, because this is really a happy story, as far as, of being empowered and just sucking it up, and just, doing the best you can. I could have laid in bed and felt sorry for myself. Oh, poor woe is me, I'm now, I'm going through a divorce and all this stuff, but I didn't do that. Did not do that. I'm like, you know what, someone's got it worse off than me. You suck it up, so you get up out of this bed, and you do for other people. Because if you give without expecting, you'll get back tenfold. And one of my friends on Facebook had put this quote up there, and it's really sticking in with me. I actually think I'm going to name it that. When one door closes, another one opens. And this isn't the last that you guys have seen of me. And, just because I'm single and not married, I am every bit of Happy Homemaker Cindy. That has not changed. I'm a frugal, I love to cook, I love to this, I'm this outgoing personality most of the time and everything. But, I've just had some struggles, and me sharing this with you, I hope will help you, give you some inspiration with your own personal life and struggles. And if you have financial problems and things like that, cut your grocery bill down. I'll be there. I'll help you the best I can. Like, I'm moving right now this week, but I will be there for you to help you, because I mean, you know what it's like to struggle financial, because I live it every single day. So stay tuned. I'm going to shoot some videos of my new place and things like that, and the transition of this lifestyle to the new lifestyle. Love you guys. Keep following HappyHomemakerCindy.com.